I guess my first question would be, what do you think we, the youth, the tomorrow, yeah, the future of the planet, what can we do to better raise awareness about climate change in our communities, with our peers?
Well, I think a lot of the youth don't have the invested interests that sort of a lot of the older community that's, say, engaged in politics have. You know, we have sort of this more fresh, unbiased perspective of actually, you know, what direct action needs to go on in the world. So from sort of working in my sphere, what I would like to see with the youth is sort of engagement with people's assemblies, and showing sort of politicising youth and getting them educated on the sort of the externalities of what climate change involves, and sort of, yeah, just being able to communicate that message from the youth up to the powers that be, and showing the sort of the personal, or the pressure from the public, their desire for change, so that we can make huge sacrifices which we need to make. And I feel because the youth have such a great capacity for social communication, I believe we can really consolidate the message, and yeah, just put a message out that isn't sort of, you know, clouded by, I've got investments in an oil field that will, you know, take 50 years for me to get a return on. So yeah, I mean, that's and as soon as the youth can get into sort of the higher political framework, then the better, to be honest. Yeah.
Wow, a lot of ideas. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Climate change to the youth. So I'm asking you, as an activist, how can we better do that? How can we use arts to communicate about climate change?
Arts and culture. So climate change, when people talk about climate change, it's this sort of meta-narrative, right? So it's sort of an ambiguous term that nobody really sort of understands the true scale of, because we don't have the time in our day to understand all the different complexities involved in climate change. But what I would say with climate change is we need to start breaking it down and then thinking about, well, if we can sort of promote, if we can move to renewables and say, so there's a company like Ripple Energy, which can run like democratic sort of localized energy buying. You know, we can explore, actually, we can promote the benefits behind what actually the advancements in climate change has to offer, because they are enormous. They're like the biggest opportunities and biggest sort of leaps in innovation that, you know, we could make over the century. You know, the idea. So I mean, it's probably quite well known about like the Insulate Britain campaign, and that was a quite bad. Well, it was quite a maybe a scary campaign which generated a lot of sort of, you know, bad press from it, but that also subsequently got the message around. What we can do from that is get some sort of some dance, some sort of culture from that, actually promoting, well, you know, what are the benefits from having your house fully insulated? Because if you own your own energy supply, and you also have, like, say, a Swedish design house at 45 degrees or something like that, which is, you know, so highly energy efficient. I'm sure in Denmark you've got the, you know, the houses which are sort of, you know, built to that standard. If we have that standard, then actually, like, you know, the actual cost of living is going to go right down. It's going to mean that we're going to have money to pay for higher, you know, pay more money on higher, say, the cost of, say, raised meat prices or raised whatever, say, the prices of chocolate, for instance, which in my mind should be, you know, an absolute luxury. Like, let's not mess around going between 10 brokers in the world, you know, and all of the exploitation emotion that comes with it, you know. Somehow, like, you know, if we can communicate those benefits in dance or just even the youth getting out on social media and, you know, in solid, like I love like the samba bands that XR did. We had in the middle of the street the other day, we had all of the loads of public just joining in sort of just in deference with just the energy that we were about. We were an energy of change, and just bringing people in and dancing together to the sound of a drum beat is absolutely amazing, you know, whilst communicating a message at the same time. So yeah, it's really cool.
So music, the common language, and design is very important, and the architecture, and also social media, communication, storytelling.
Yeah, all of that jazz. Yeah, really.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Great.